Hello to my psychic zodiac tribe. Thank you for joining me. I hope the new year has started safe and well for you all. Happy New Year 2020. Wow. Hello Capricorn. Welcome to your January 2020 zodiac wheel reading for Capricorn. Okay, so I'll just focus here for you, Capricorn, into the Capricorn frequencies. Whoops. They were too scattered for me to be able to use those, so I'll just focus again. Capricorn for January 2020. Big month for Capricorn, with all the planets making a stellium, and when I say all, I mean the Sun, Mercury, Saturn and Pluto from the 12th, and then from the 22nd it will be the Moon, Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto, and it's all at between 20 and 22 degrees, and the lunar eclipse is also at 20 degrees of Cancer, so the 20 degree point to 22 degree point is very activated for, you know, Sun or Moon in Capricorns. If you know what those degrees are. So I'd like to invite Great Spirit, angels and guides to join me with this reading for Capricorn. Thank you for any messages that come through in this reading for Capricorn's highest good and the good of all concerned. Alright, thank you. So we've got a few cards coming out here. I'm eager to give you some messages. Okay, so here in the first house, which represents your persona and your physical characteristics, so how you express yourself is also about the first house energy. It is an ego type of house because traditionally it's ruled by Aries, and if your ascendant is Capricorn, then this is also representing your deepest soul intentions. So you're feeling very deeply now where you want to go, where to from here. So the King of Swords is actually giving you a bit of direction. That's a message of you will be given the insight and the direction. You do have the answers within yourself. You're just needing to actually listen to them. Maybe trust your instincts a little bit more than what you have been. It's also a card that represents to me the authorities or officials, that and the Emperor really do resonate that for me. Now, but this could also be something to do with a lawyer or some sort of legal advice as well. or that may be the direction that you need to look into. Okay? Because your first house is where the stellium is taking place. So if you've wanted to change your appearance or, you know, get your physical body back on track, this Capricorn energy of 4 planets there in your first house is what I'm being shown, is going to help you do that. It really is. Now, it also will help you to value yourself a bit more too. Okay, so with the sun in Capricorn and being in your first house, that's a sign of it's a good time to make a good impression with authorities. If you need to impress somebody or achieve something with someone who is an authority in your life, the sun in Capricorn is a very good indication of being able to do that. Mercury in Capricorn, which the sun it will be conjuncting, especially from the 11th, 12th through to the 22nd, 23rd, and the influence will be felt for some time to come. So it's an important month if you need to get things in order. This is the month to, you know, dot your I's and cross your T's. All right? Think things through carefully, because there's an importance on your credibility. All right? Which also could be just you finding it important to become the seeker of knowledge, which there's authority that is carried with that. Okay? Then you have Saturn there, and there's a Saturn-Pluto conjunction coming up as well at that time. So, and I'm sure you've really been feeling the I suppose you could say pressure of Saturn, because Saturn can be a bit restrictive, and it is the essence of that planet is to do repetitive work. So you know, like, and if you don't do it right, you have to go back and do it again. It's about lessons being learnt. So what lessons have you had to learn? What keeps happening in your life that is asking you to learn a lesson from that? Because in learning that lesson, you could have the wizard effect or the unicorn effect, because it focuses on hard work to gain the wisdom you need for change and growth. All right? It's like it may have been that you've been feeling like it's a bit of like you're being initiated in some way, and that's quite true, because you can achieve ascension from the hard work and doing it for fighting the good fight. Okay? And keeping in mind that ascension requires a lot of self-discipline, which is definitely being symbolised there by the King of Swords. Now, Pluto is also in the mix with this stellium. Saturn and Pluto are conjuncting, actually, and that hasn't happened in Capricorn for about 500 years. So there is some ancestral energy connected to this. There's something that is significant from our past life or our past lives. So Pluto in Capricorn gives us a power to express yet unrecognised drives and passions. So you could find yourself probing more deeply into metaphysical realms, and it also makes it hard because it's what tests us. It tests our own wounding. All right? So there is that energy of feeling a bit like we're suffering, whether it's us personally or we're witnessing others suffering. There is a bit of that energy around at the moment. Now, this will lighten the load for you because you've got the Knight of Cups. So, being able to get in touch with the more gentler side and the more romantic view. So, that is a symbol of our emotions, the Knight of Cups. It is also where I see with the card influence that there's movement. So there's movement in the area of your life revolving around resources, finances, and your support systems to survive. And there's a gentleness about that, whether it's you being gentle to others or you're receiving that sort of gentle effect from others. But this is letting you know that kindness and being gentle is the order of the day. So be kind to yourself firstly, and then you will have more than enough energy and empathy for others. Which brings me to the Knight of Swords. So, the Knight of Swords is there in the communication, and being a Gemini, the Knight of Swords represents the Gemini energy. So that's air sign. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius is symbolised by the sword cards. So maybe there's something to do with people of that element that you're dealing with. Now this could be in your neighbourhood, or this could be siblings, and it's two knights together, so that does symbolise for me that there could be some sort of conflict or angst between you and somebody else. Okay, now there's short distance travel involved with that as well, and something sudden out of the blue, I do feel like, and it comes through very quickly, so it sort of is like a bolt from the blue, and so just be prepared so that you can come from that place of kindness, because you don't want to get drawn into any conflicts or arguments or anything like that. But this is symbolising maybe somebody suddenly has to have their say, and it wants to communicate their dissatisfaction about something with you, and I feel strongly that you need to not go into automatic defence mode. Just be flexible, which is quite difficult with all that planetary energy in Capricorn. Capricorns do struggle with flexibility a bit. They like their routine, they like things to be methodically organised. So when someone suddenly arrives and causes a bit of chaos, it puts you out of whack, and then you've got to resettle yourself. So that's very important that you come from this place of love and kindness, and that is the best way for you to avoid conflict. Okay, now the area of the wheel that represents your foundation in the base of the wheel for you is the Six of Wands being influenced there, so that will bring you success. So if you can be flexible and not retaliate to someone's offhanded comments to do with your neighbourhood or siblings. A lot of rushing around for you too, Capricorn. Short distance travel and transport involved with that. Then you will have success and victory if you can keep your equilibrium. And recognition as well. And some of you may be returning home. So if you're been away from your home for any length of time, or it could be your hometown or your home country, then this is also symbolising that you're going to be welcomed with open arms, and success and recognition with that Six of Wands. And there's growth there too, because something is going to grow out of that recognition within yourself. It could just be your self-worth, or you knowing that you're capable of so many things, because Capricorns have had a big journey over these last couple of years of evolving and growing and awakening and enlightenment, and not sort of looking at the world through rose-coloured glasses. Now here is the rest card. So there's a bit of rest going on. So that's your idea of joy and fun here in that house of fun. What brings you joy? A good long sleep and some decent rest is what I'm being shown there. So I hope you get that. So there's a bit of hibernation. So for those of you that have maybe been celebrating a little bit more than usual, or partying up, you're really going to be wanting to rest and relax and enjoy the home environment. Now here in your working life you've got the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles, well, it may as well be the Three of Pentacles, because the Empress is about financial abundance really, but it's the Empress. So, but it's the time of three. So the Empress is very prosperous. She's also very fruitful. She takes care of loved ones, and that nurturing energy there with the Empress as well. And it's also showing that there could be some financial gain with it being in that area of work, or maybe even a promotion for some of you. Your hard work is paying off. Now it's good news on the health side with the Empress there. So that is one where you nurture and care for your body and your mind. Okay? So there is a sense of well-being there for Capricorns, which is lovely. Now, 7th house is the Ace of Wands, so new beginnings with partnerships, marriage or business or friendships that all come under the relationship banner. So there's some meeting some new people for some of you, or coming up with new innovative ideas, and putting them into action. The wand energy wants action. There's been enough thinking about it, it's time to act. And I'm hearing, in order to get the fruit you have to go out on a limb. Okay? So let me know what that is resonating to you. Now also the full moon is in Cancer in your 7th house, Capricorn. So that's opposing the stellium and all these planets, Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Pluto. Anytime from the 10th onwards. The 11th is the eclipse, full moon eclipse on the 11th of January. So in the 7th house, it is where you deeply feel the need for one-to-one relationships. And it's also about your emotional sustenance from intimate relationships. But it's also just about not suffocating someone or feeling that their attentions are suffocating you. Because the moon in Cancer has a need for nurturing, and most likely, you know, wanting to retire to the comfort of your own home, which I do feel that a lot of you will be happy to be at home. So, you know, just be careful not to become a homebody if you know, that's not really how you normally go about things. But you know, you really will be Capricorns really will be quite happy to be out of the hustle and bustle and the pressures and all the things that they're expected to be able to do, and just spend some time nurturing themselves in their home, what they consider to be their home space, whether that's their hometown, home country, or wherever they may be residing. Where, yeah, that's where home is. So do some nurturing and look after number one, which is you, Capricorn. Okay. Now the other planet that is also being very significant here, because it's actually been conjuncting the South Node in Capricorn, and that's Jupiter. So Jupiter is wanting you to turn and notice the signs of growth, which, even though Jupiter is sort of here between the 12th house and the 1st house, depending on what your degree is on your ascendant to where it is, it's still being symbolized over here with new growth, because the Ace of Wands definitely represents new growth. So, you know, remember to turn to see, like, if one door closes, Capricorn, another one opens. Okay? So it's about not forcing your will too much. Being flexible is very important too for Capricorns now, through January in particular, and achieving some sort of credibility and authority on a subject, knowledge gained, and seeking that higher knowledge. Okay? But others, you may find others aren't so keen for your new ideas that you're throwing around. But the Jupiter energy is letting you be able to see the joy in starting over, because it is, as I said, conjunct that South Node. Now, that is past life energy, the South Node. The past in this life, or it could even be the past from another life, or connected to your ancestors. So maybe a time of reflection of what it's taken to get you to actually be alive on this planet right now. So you need to let go of the desire to escape into fantasy and develop a productive life. So more and more, Capricorn, your quest is to learn to accept responsibility. As humdrum as that sounds, it will actually free you, because you'll be able to develop a more productive new life out of it. And the Jupiter energy really wants you to do that, because it's heralding a life for you that is new and it's a positive phase of your life. So you may be planning to study or teach or publish material. Good time to write your memoirs, because if you're wanting to simply change your lifestyle to one that truly reflects your own goals, here through January is the turning point for you. Now, there also may have been some wounds that you've had to deal with, which is the Pluto energy. The Pluto can make it hard because it tests our wounds. It opens up the wounds. So if you're wondering, are you being tested? Yes is the answer. We're all being tested at this time. We're being put to the test, and we're stronger than what we think. Alright, so now's a good time to make that 1 year plan too. So, you can have a 5-year plan, 2-year plan, but I'd suggest start with a 1 year plan, especially with that Ace of Wands being there represents the time of 1 month or 1 year. So yeah, so that Pluto energy is very, very powerful, and remembering it's conjuncting Saturn, but the rewards of Saturn is to make your life more sustainable in the long run. So the Saturn energy actually is about sustainability. It can feel like a big heavy load on us, but if we accept our responsibility and be more responsible, then we will reap the rewards. And the rewards of Saturn, once it's ran over you a few times, or makes you feel like you've been run over a few times, it's just saying, have you learnt your lesson yet? Have you got it right yet? And the more you just do what needs to be done, and the more effort that you're trying to achieve that, the better the results. Because the planet of Mercury is also involved in this here on the 11th, and it is the planet that helps us to tune in our antennas to the frequency being communicated to us. So there can be a big lift in your vibrational frequency, and better understanding and using our wisdom, thinking through things through carefully. Now, remembering that the lunar eclipse is here in your 7th house, Capricorn, so there's some bittersweet energy with that, and it's also letting you learn how to be more in control of your thoughts and your actions. Okay, so accepting things that you can't change, and the tolerance. So yeah, you're not getting anything really minor happening, but it's not bad. It's a good thing, because I'm seeing here that you are reaping the rewards with that world there in your 8th house. So that's other people recognising your achievements too, so that's also backing up that 6 of Wands here in the base, and a completion there to do with debts maybe being looked at and paid out, or you may be receiving generosity from others to help with your financial endeavours, because this is, you could be, if you're going for a loan, this is signs of success with that, because the world signifies success. Alright, Now, in the 9th house of long distance travel and higher knowledge, higher learning, you've got the 10 of Cups. Now that's another completion. So there's a couple of things that are showing me that you're completing a couple of cycles that you've been stuck in lately. One to do with other people and other people's money or other people's resources, and one to do with your own higher enlightenment and education, foreign cultures and overseas travel. So that 9th house energy can really expand your spiritual and physical explorations. Alright? So there's a lot of, looking into the meaning of life for you Capricorns as well. So you will, as time unfolds, look back at this time from the last couple of years and through 2020 as being some of the most significant moves forward that have ever happened in your life, even though it did put you right to the test. But from what I'm being shown here, Capricorn, you're passing with flying colours, even if you can't feel it or see it right now. You do still need to keep your boundaries up. Don't let people step over your boundaries, especially in career. Now, the Saturn energy is an energy of boundaries and restriction and just feeling very tedious energy. So that is what this 7 of Wands is speaking to me of. Things are being a bit tedious. But it is completion and wisdom as well, the 7. God rested on the 7th day. But there's something here showing me that you're sort of working behind the scenes, or there's something working behind the scenes. But the main message from that is not to let people step over the boundaries with you. We all have a right to have our own boundaries, and this is saying don't let people step over that. Okay? Now, the 4 of Pentacles here in your hopes and wishes, and this is the manifestation area, and so really is the 9th house too. The 11th house and the 9th house to me are the future, what's coming or where you're heading in the future. So it's saying, not to be too thrifty with your money. It's wanting you to hold on to your assets or your pennies and put things in order in that area. And it's also letting me know that you're able to stand on your own 2 feet, and you've been really working hard towards that. You are completely capable, Capricorn. You may not want to do it, but that doesn't mean you're not capable of doing it. And we all have to do things that we don't want to do. And this is sort of, really, in a way, the message I'm getting with this is you're not wanting to have to spend your money on certain things, but you know that you have to. It's that kind of energy. But it's setting you on the path that you want to go on. I do feel that from the later part of January, you really will feel that some of the responsibilities and burdens are being lifted from you. Now, from the 17th of January, Mercury moves into Aquarius, so that's going to take Mercury more into the 2nd, because it's all in the 1st here. It's going to take it into the 2nd house of your values, how you earn your money. So there's a lot of emphasis about financial gain, trade, that kind of energy, high finance here for a lot of you. Alright? Now, Then on the 13th of January, Venus moves into Pisces, so that takes it in from the second house into third house energy. So this is where, if there's been some conflict, it can be healed a bit. But as I said, don't get too caught up in that conflict. And then Neptune, which is also in the third house, goes direct on the 11th of January as well. So there's the shift is coming in the second part of January that you've been looking for. And the Three of Wands here in what is behind the scenes and what's hidden, your subconscious, that's letting you know that your ship's coming in, and to keep your eye on the horizon, keep your eye on the prize. Okay? Now I will ask for the confirmation reading for Capricorn for January 2020. What messages do you have for Capricorn for 2020? Oops. Okay, the one that turned over was that one. So we'll take the one that turned over, even though it does look like there's plenty of messages for you, Capricorn. So if there's anything else that you'd like me to look into for you, you can contact me through the email address that I've left there. Now you have horse, undisciplined. Maintain discipline and self-control, which is very much the energies that are around with this stellium in Capricorn, and indeed the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer that is opposing all the stellium. So maintain discipline and self-control rather than being petulant like a horse that has rebelliously broken out of its corral or through the starting gate at the races. Flaring your nostrils defiantly will turn people offside. Apply some kind of bridle to give direction. Okay? So don't flare your nostrils. I'm just going to ask for divine direction there with that, because I'm just picking up on a bit of a conflict kind of energy. So can I please have some divine direction for Capricorn? Okay. So we have trust. Trust your intuition in what you are feeling, sensing, seeing and experiencing. Trust your intuition, Capricorn. Wonderful. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in for your Psychic Zodiac Wheel reading. And thank you for those of you that have sent prayers and healing to Australia through this unbelievable time, and many blessings to you all. Thank you for your kind thoughts. Namaste. I have left links in the description box below to just let you know in case there's anyone that would like to donate or find some of the sites in Australia where they may be able to help or be of assistance. I have left those links. They are legitimate links that will take you to the website. Check them out and click on them, and they will take you to the different charities that are taking care of this crisis down here at the moment. Again, thank you for your blessings and well wishes.